Hello everybody and welcome to this very first Futex Live price ladder video, um, part of the price ladder course, and we're starting off in module 1 with a bit of an introduction of what a price ladder is. So today what we'll be covering over the top is what is a price ladder. And with that we're going to be covering what is it that actually makes up the price ladder and what we could be potentially looking at in the coming video lectures ahead. So first and foremost, what we're going to cover first is take a quick look over at the price ladder, which we can see over here on the right hand side. So we're looking over here. Now the very first thing that I wanted to highlight is the price column. So as you will notice, is the actual price ladder is made up of certain columns. So we're going to start off, the first column that we're going to go through is the price column, as you can see in here, just highlighted there. And in this price column, we have every tick increment of the specific product that is traded. So in this price ladder window, as you can see here, we're looking at the Eurostoxx 50 Futures Index. It's an equity index that's traded on Eurex. And the price, as you can see, in tick increments of 1. So 32.38, 32.39, 32.40, 32.41, so on and so forth. And to the downside, 32.35, 34, 33, 32, 31. And that moves up and down the screen basically until infinity. So what we first took a look at is obviously just bear with me for a second. The price column, and as we said, has all prices in respective tick increments. Now the next column we're going to go through is the bid side. So what are the bids? And the bid column, just as important as the offer column, but we'll go through the bid column first. Now the bid column are all market participants that are willing to buy. So what does that mean? If we take a look over here, this column here is our bid column. So currently the market price that is trading is 32.36. At 32.35, as you can see in here, there are 586 lots currently being put there. That's obviously changed. This is a live market, it's a live simulation of the Eurostoxx. So that's gone down to 244, 386, and so on and so forth that are willing to buy at 32.35. Then there's another about 900 lots that are willing to buy at 32.34, 770 at 32.33, 936 lots willing to buy at 32.32, and that goes all the way down the page. Now what you'll see, and because I've kind of have my my ladder a little bit scrunched up, what you would normally see on the Eurostoxx, if we just scroll, you can see that that gives you a market depth of 10 prices. So we have from 32.35 down to 32.25. That's 10 prices of depth. And then likewise, if we scrolled up, you'll see there's 10 prices of depth again to the upside. Now what is the upside? Just like we mentioned On the bid side, the ask or offer side bear with me there. Sorry about that. Just bear with me for a second. A little bit new to this software, so taking a bit of time to get used to. So what we were talking about now is the offer side, the offer column. Some of you that spread bet probably know it as the ask. So it's the bid and the ask. The offer column is likewise all market participants willing to sell at price. So likewise, if we take a quick look over at the columns on the right hand side, you'll see the ask in here, the ask in here, and all of these market participants here are the ones that are willing to sell, with all the market participants here, all that are willing to buy. So where these two meet in the middle, where the bids and the offers meet, is the market. So you can buy at market at 32.35 currently, and that's what's currently been traded. You can buy at market, and you can sell at market at 32.34. Now, where can you see what was the last traded price? And that comes in this column on the right hand side here. We'll just point that out for you guys. Clear a little bit of this up. So if we just make a note, on the right hand side here, we have the last traded volume column. That last traded volume tells us what the last traded price is, number one. So you can see 10 lots traded at 32.35. Likewise, again, 14 lots traded. When this little box flashes white, means a new price is being traded, and then the next consecutive color, if it's a blue, it means there was contracts traded at market on the buy side, so people were buying, lifting the offers, or buying at market where the offers are. So now that's turned blue. That means people have just bought what's available on the offer at 32.36. And likewise, if someone had sold at market at 32.35, it would turn white, and then the next consecutive lots, you see it turned white just there. If someone sells a few more contracts, that'll turn red. Hopefully that just goes through to give you an example. Okay, so that's gone up again. Traded one, turned white, and the next contract turns blue to show you what the next contract traded is. So that's obviously a very, very important and very key metric on the price ladder that gives us a lot about what's currently being traded. Now remember, the price ladder is going to give us information that's currently happening in this moment. What we want to teach, and what we like to teach our traders here at Futex, is predominantly everything that you learn on with regard to technical analysis, reading charts. If you've ever seen a price chart before, you'll notice that it tends to move like this, and you can see the patterns that it causes. Now this is inevitably an extrapolation of what happens on the price ladder. This is what matters in the now. If you're trading on, for example, an intraday basis, it's extremely important to understand how the market's trading right now. What's the current price action? So for example, if you're looking at this price ladder at the minute, if someone were to completely take out the bid here at 32.34s, that would be an aggressive seller, and you would see it in the last traded volume column. Now, the last part of the price ladder that we want to take a look at is the total volume traded. Total traded volume on the right. Now this is a cumulative volume traded at each price. So for example, at the current market price that's trading at 32.35s, you'll see that 4,133, now 35, 36 contracts have traded. So every time new contracts are traded, that is the cumulative price, the cumulative volume traded at that specific price. So if we look at some of the other traded prices, for example, another high volume node, another highly traded price, if we look up at 32.41, we've seen 4,566 contracts traded. Likewise, at another pretty high volume traded price, the 32.36, 4,521 traded contracts there. If we look at some of the lesser traded prices, for example, the 32.39s, we've seen 2,685 contracts traded. So I think you get the gist here. Every single price and the total traded volume column shows us how much has been traded at each consecutive price. Now this gives us information as to whether market participants want to do business at that area or not. And we'll look at this in some of the later lectures as to how you can look at this profile and start deciding whether you want to take a position at each of these prices. And we'll look a little bit later as to how we can use that potentially in our trading strategies. Okay, so that's our opening video for our price ladder introduction. Hopefully you guys got the gist of that. In our next one, we'll be looking at how to use the price ladder, placing bids, placing offers, covering trades, so on and so forth. Thank you very much for listening.